Okay, so that's Gundam. And then I heard that they were going to be making another Gundam series. And I actually had somebody come up to me at a convention, and I'm calling these two guys my good luck charm for this series because they brought me a little Gashpon figure of a character from Gundam 00, and his name was Setsuna. And they said, this is the guy we want you to play in Gundam 00. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try. And I couldn't tell them, but I already knew that I had an audition coming up the following week. So this is probably on like a Sunday, and I think I had an audition on like Monday or Tuesday, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. So I brought it into the audition with me and everything, right? And I'm like, these guys told me I have to be this part, so I really got to nail this. And so I recorded my audition. And at that point, the producers and the clients, the people that were behind the scenes working the show, they didn't want to cast me. You know, they're like, we're done with Brad. He's been in, we put him in all the other ones, so, you know, we're probably going to go with somebody different. But, you know, I bitch and moan and whine and cry and threaten to, you know, hold my breath until I turn blue and all that kind of stuff. So they let me audition for it. And I was told by one of the producers that they were listening to the audition reels, and they got to mine. So it's, hi, this is Brad Swaile, reading for Setsuna. And they're listening to it, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And by the time I was done, he said that he turned to people that he was there with, and he just went, oh crap, that's Setsuna. And so they cast me. It's like, yeah, I totally tricked them. And I'm like, oh damn you, Brad. Yeah, we're gonna let you pass on this one, but no. Okay, so that's Gundam. Yeah, I don't foresee any more Gundam stuff in my future, which is really sad, obviously. Bandai. Hopefully it's not a permanent thing. Who knows? Anything's possible in this crazy world we live, right? Okay, let's talk about some stuff other than Gundam then. Black Lagoon. Has anybody seen Black Lagoon? Yes? Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Cool show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is right there, yeah. It's kind of a dark and gritty type show. It's modern day pirates. There's a lot of foul language. Oh, I got a story about this too. This is cool. This is working out swimmingly. Okay, so Black Lagoon has the main character. Her name's Revy, played by this girl Marika, who's awesome. She's sick, right? It's kind of like a Lara Croft type figure. So she's TUFF tough. She's got a potty mouth on her. Jeez, a lot of blue words and whatnot. And then there's me. Like I don't generally play guys that have a lot of filthy language. Oh yeah, she's hot too. He's got a poster over it there. Yeah.
Japanese version. She's kind of Russian.
Okay, I need a moment.
Sorry.
You can take that call. We'll wait. No, you good? Okay. Could be important.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Here's hoping. Otherwise, it's totally my fault.
Nothing's
right?
more important.
No, stop. Okay, so I'm working on a series, and all the other characters are swearing their faces off and saying some really nasty stuff, and I'm getting kind of jealous, because my character is kind of the young, impressionable, you know, Japanese proper business fellow, but then he gets essentially kidnapped by these pirates, and starts to adopt some of their mentalities, and likewise he, you know, imprints a bit of his own moralities on them. So it's really an epic tale. We can learn a lot. I'm not entirely sure about that. So anyway, we get to this one episode, and I'm reading the script before I go in there, and I get to drop an F-bomb. So I am so excited. I'm like, this is never going to happen in my career ever again, where I'm going to get to drop an F-bomb. Characters that I play never get to swear. I mean, I think the closest I got was with Diarca in Gundam, and he said, damn. Like, wow, yeah, all right, that's, ooh. Actually, there was a show I did called Project Arms, which I'm sure nobody's seen, and attaboy. there was some weird, nasty stuff in there too. I think I might have said, I can say ass, right? I just did, so whatever. But in context of the line that I had, it was weird. It was something involved like, put salt on and eat, like it was some kind of a taunt threat type thing, but it sounded really nasty and weird. But I still never got to swear, because I think ass is okay. And if anybody has any objections, I'm just talking about a donkey. Okay, so here I am, setting up for my session, gonna drop my big F-bomb, and they must have thought I was a complete idiot. Well, they already knew I was an idiot anyway, but because I've had to record that probably about 10 times. Just because I knew it would never happen again. So that was a big moment for me, and they just thought I was stupid, which is not entirely untrue. Okay. Okay, so that's Black Lagoon, or Black Lagoon. What else? Mega Man, NT Warrior. Anybody watch any Mega Man? Jackie and Mega Man? Power up! Mini Boomer, bounce it in, download, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I got to play LAN in that, which was cool. One of the coolest things about that show, though, is because there's Mega Man, who does all the fighting and stuff, and there's LAN, who does this, and puts in chips, right? Okay, Mega Man, fight for me. All right, oh, need another chip? Okay, boom, boom, you know? And he skates around and whatnot. But at one point later in the series, Mega Man becomes Cross-Fusion Mega Man. And so I actually got to do the voice of Cross-Fusion Mega Man as well, so I have to wear the cool suit and do some battling and stuff, and that was awesome. Okay. What's next? Any Transformers fans?
Which
Yeah.
Transformers?
Well, we're gonna get to that. See, I'm buttering you up with Transformers in general because I played with Transformers when I was a kid, and that was all good. So I got to work on a series called Transformers Energon, and I played Kicker, he's a boy. He's not a robot, but one cool thing about him, well, the one cool thing about him is he could sense Energon. I sense Energon. So he was kind of important for the Autobots, and he got to wield a big, Energon sword and wear a cool outfit and fight alongside the Transformers. Like he was, like in the Generation 1 cartoon, he wasn't like just one of the kids that rode around in Bumblebee. He actually had a motorbike and he'd, fight with the Transformers and whatnot. He's probably one of my more hated characters though. I loved him because he was a Transformer and I got an action figure out of the deal. So I thought that was cool. But he's kind of a whiny little brat. And especially when you got Optimus sounding all cool and stuff, and then, Kicker's going there, but Optimus, why? But I don't care, I liked it anyway. Okay, but we'll move on from that, because not one of the more popular series, except in my eyes. Dragon Ball Z. Anybody watch Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Z? Kamehameha. Yeah, cool. I played Gohan in that, like the older Gohan when he starts kicking ass and Great Saiyaman and all that nonsense. Yeah. Cool. So that was cool. I mean, and because Kid Gohan was played by somebody else, I mean, one great thing about that show is I knew about the show and I knew how huge it was and all that. So when you get a call to audition for Dragon Ball Z when it's already like halfway through the series, you get pretty stoked about that. When you get the call saying you booked the role of Gohan, you get really excited and you pee a little bit. Did I just say that out loud? That was supposed to be my inside voice. Whoops.
They call you back for Dragon Ball Z Kai?
I have not. Generally, I would say I'm not allowed to talk about that, but I haven't been called, so I don't even know if Kai actually goes up to when Gohan gets a bit older. I don't really know.
So far, I think they've gone up to cells the feet.
Not
And he's still Kid Gohan.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's actually gonna. I'm not sure if it's gonna get to me, and even if it does, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to reprise the role. Although I'd love to, obviously.
Are you also in Dragon Ball GT?
No. Dragon Ball GT, okay, Dragon Ball Z was recorded in Vancouver initially. Dragon Ball GT was recorded in Alberta, in Calgary, which is the next province over from BC, which is where Vancouver is. Little Canadian geography lesson for you. Did I mention I'm from Vancouver, Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, don't hold it against me. I'm foreign, so treat me nice.
Calgary's awesome.
Calgary's awesome? Okay, right. I've been to Calgary. Stampede. I went to the Stampede at one point. I never saw any, I didn't see any horse or any bull or anything like that. I was on the parkway throwing baseballs, breaking plates, and winning giant bears and things. And there was a Coors Light bouncy castle adventure course. So that it was totally awesome. There was we were on a road trip, right? So we were just passing through. I think there was 3 of us that were on this road trip, and we met up with some friends kind of along the way. And so I think there was 4 of us. We did teams of 2, and we did this adventure. It was like a bouncy castle boot camp type thing, right? And my team won.
Was there beer involved?
It was sponsored by Coors Light, like I said, but there was not technically beer involved. Although the beer garden was really close by. So for us, absolutely there was beer involved. What else would get us into a bouncy castle adventure course? You don't do that dead sober. It's just a bad idea if you're dead sober. You got a couple pops in you, and it's like, let's go do this and clean it out. And we won. And you know what? Not to toot my own horn, but we were losing until my leg, and I made some ground. And yeah, we won. I don't even know if we won anything. Maybe a Coors Light t-shirt? I don't know. Which is probably size quadruple XL. Excellent. I have a nice tent for me to camp in. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, GG. Yeah. So no, I didn't do that. But actually, I believe. Actually, I'm not even entirely sure who played me in that. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Okay, so that was Dragon Ball Z. Okay, this is taking too long. Should I do this a bit quicker? Do you guys have questions and things? Are we gonna do that? No? You just want me to babble?
I have a question.
Okay.
How awesome it is to be a voice actor? It sounds pretty cool.
Totally sucks, man. Yeah, it's my big pet peeve is being a voice actor. I hate it. No, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah. I was totally, I fooled you. Yeah. This guy sucks. He's so bitter. No, it's such a cool gig. Now, I mean, I wish that I could be a full-time voice actor, and there are a lot of full-time voice actors. When I say a lot, I mean very few. But comparatively to the entire industry, like it's a tough industry. Any job in the entertainment industry is a tough gig to hold down if you like to pay rent and eat. On a regular basis. It can be tricky. It's a really heartless industry, right? Because everybody wants to do it, so they don't have to be nice if they don't want to. There's a lot of amazing people in all aspects of the industry, but the industry itself is really tough. I started off, here's a tangent again, I warned you. So theater, like how I got into the voice acting part of it was, I was doing the theater, and there was an agency right across the street that would kind of watch the kids that were coming through the theater, and they approached both me and my sister at one point and asked if we wanted to join the agency, and they said they'd start sending us out on auditions for like movies and TV shows and commercials and things like that. So we said, oh yes please, we're going to both have Oscars by the time we're 20, right? Because we're stupid kids. And so I started off doing, on-camera work. So I was, doing movies and TV shows and commercials and all that. And then I had my first audition for a cartoon, which was a show called My Little Ponytails. Yeah. Yep.
The 80s?
No, it wasn't in the 80s. It was My Little Pony Tales, so it was like My Little Pony, the second generation. The first one was in the 80s, and it was like Hasbro, and Hasbro had something to do with this one too, but this was through a company called Sunrise, I think was the production company. So it was like, My Little Pony, the next generation. I played a pony named Ace. He was like tan in color, with a flowing white mane, and a soccer ball on his butt. That was it. And he was a badass pony. And like, as far as My Little Ponies go, of course, right? I mean, they're all, but he was mean. He was mean, And there was only 3 boy ponies on that show. There was Ace, there was Teddy, and there was Lancer, I think was the other one. And so Teddy was the blue pony with the mohawk, so he should have been the badass, right? But he was kind of a bully. But my pony was mean, so I like to claim that I was the bad pony on that show. Although I had him, it's hard to be bad when you're singing and whatnot, right? But he was mean, he took advantage of some of the girl ponies.
Wow. This is an adult version of My Little
That
Pony.
way? Well, what I'm saying is, he'd go on a date with one when he actually had a crush on another one. He also got really beat up by the girl Melody, who he had a crush on.
She was teaching good values to
She didn't care about him, right? So yeah. But yeah, so he ended up, being kind of mean to some of the other girl ponies. It was really an epic soap opera in pony form. I don't know.